How you doing, Coach?
I'm excellent.
You
I'm
doing-
excellent. Yeah, excited about this week. 4 practices this week, and then leading up to the next week's mini camp. And our guys are doing a good job.
You know, I used to believe, JG, that you really could not get much better in an OTA. You're not playing football unless you've got a bonnet on and you're trying to hit somebody.
Yeah.
I think the entire context out there. I've changed my mind on
Yeah.
that. Steve Breston, I don't know if you remember Steve Breston with Anquan Bolden, Larry Fitzgerald, a long time ago with the Cardinals, actually came out and lit it up in OTAs in the offseason. And it was incredible to watch him get better because he carried that over into the regular season. It can happen now, right?
Yeah, I think it can. From the things that, it's like glass half full, glass half empty. We can't bang. We can't tackle.
Yeah.
You can't practice violence. But what you can practice is alignment, assignment, key technique, effort, rhythm, timing, what you're supposed to be doing. Technique is a huge thing for me. Mentally, are you expanding your brain there? So you can take a jump. There's no doubt. We have to do a good job, and I think we're doing on the right path of, however many weeks, 8 weeks or whatever. They better be better football players than when we started in April. That's what I kind of tell the coaches. Like, they better be better, And then they get a little bit of time off, and then they go into camp. So you can, but I look at it as glass half full, right?
Yeah.
Here's the things that we can do. Let's get better at those things.
Yes.
And then the things that we can't, we're going to have to hit pause until we can start playing real football.
How much, because this is
Which
the look on your
is
face
the
when
game
you're
of
saying
football.
Which is the game of football.
It
You're
is,
right. You're
yes.
right. I'm an optimist.
I'm even talking about the way you the context of it
Yeah.
all. You play
yeah.
a game of football where you're totally different when you're hitting.
Oh,
when
yes.
you're going and the mouth guard's in and it's live, man, it changes everything.
Yeah,
So
there's a mentality you
there is
definitely
a
have to have.
mentality.
Yeah, there
Yes.
is. There is.
Is it different at all for you now, year 2 of this as the head coach and having your quarterback out there?
It
now?
is. It is. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, just knowing that we know obviously he's going to be the starting quarterback, and we had a good however many games he played. Good tape to watch and evaluate, see what he likes, what he doesn't like, what he does well, what we need to improve on. But just really, I think the standpoint of is having your leader on offense, one of your leaders on offense, one of the leaders on the team, to be out there with the guys and running the show. And that's why I've been extremely pleased. And it's kind of eye-popping at times, the command that he has on the practice field. And I didn't see that until he got practicing last year, which was October, November, whatever that was. So it's been cool to see in this part of the off season to see that command and him with his teammates, and then also working on his game too. So it does feel a little different, you know what I mean? And the defense knows they better be ready to roll or they will get diced, you know. So it's been good competition back and forth. He's doing a good job.
So, JG, what does he like? You said what he likes, what he doesn't like. What does he like? Does he like getting under center?
He does.
He does. Because I like that.
He does.
Do you like that?
I do. I think that. But one, he has the skill set to do it. 2, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. You know what I mean? When they can't bang for a run or pass or where the run's going by the backfield set. So he's doing a good job. They changed a little bit with his footwork to make sure that he's on point because he's so talented. He's such a good athlete, right?
Yes.
So it's like what you normally coach on paper, you might have to tweak a little for him because his feet are so fast. So make sure the timing and the rhythm of the play matches up with what he's doing in his drop, or if there's an action or something like that, like he gets back there so fast, he's ready to throw it, and the guys aren't ready to go. So all right, we got to change that from 7 to 9 or whatever that is. So he's doing a good job with it though. But yeah, I love the versatility of being able to play in multiple ways on offense, and he gives us the flexibility to do that.
Love that.
We're talking to Jonathan Gannon, obviously. JG, you add Marvin Harrison Jr., you have Trey McBride have the year he had last year, you add Zay Jones, you draft Trey Benson. You have a lot of weapons on offense. Now, do you feel like you have, in addition to Kyler, the pieces you need to be versatile?
Yeah, I do. I think each of those guys that you just named and other guys too, they bring a different skill set to the offense. So it's kind of our job to make sure that we're keeping their strengths, and then improve their weaknesses, and making sure that we're putting them in good spots to make plays for us. That's the name of the game. Whatever he does well, put him in those situations as much as we can. So I like the entire receiver room right now where they're trending. The tight end room is fantastic. The running back room, the quarterback room too. Clayton and Dez are doing a really good job. So it's kind of cool because with those guys' skill sets, obviously all three are a little bit different. But with those two guys, they can come in and run the same things that Kyler's running. You know what I mean? And which is nice because you don't have to have two offenses that you're practicing. Well, our backup, he can only do this. He can only be in the gun. Both of those guys can play under center or vice versa. Both of those guys can run the football. So that's cool because we don't really have to change at all for the three quarterbacks.
It's one of the things I really appreciate about your mentality in regard to the game of football. You want to be whatever you need to be in order to beat your opponent, right? Yeah, but you've got to be capable of doing a lot of things if that is going to be your philosophy.
You do. I always, what do you want your team to look like? The first thing if you're not talking about our mode of play, which I have what in my mind and what the players know their mode of play, but adaptability is a huge thing to me because you're not playing the same team week in, week out. So you're playing different teams, different people, different schemes, all those things. So, you never wanted to say, well, here's what we do, here's our best, and if it doesn't match up, so be it. Like I never liked that, that thinking. So, but we put a lot on the players. You know what I mean? Because
gotta be smart.
That's right. So, if we say we want to, throw it 40 times one game or run it 40 times one game, what does that look like? Do we got enough in? Can we get to those different plays, certain personnel packages, different guys doing different things? Defensively, we want to play in this front structure. Well, can we get to it in 3 or 4 different personnel packages? This guy has to learn this. This guy has to learn this. So it's cool, but I honestly think the players take to that because they know at our heart we're trying to put them in the best positions that we can for those guys to go do well and help the team win and also play well for themselves individually, which that's a huge thing.
Talking to Jonathan Gannon, we almost did a whole interview without asking you about Marvin Harrison Jr., which I'm not even sure is allowed. Do we have, are our expectations too high for this guy as a rookie, or do you get a sense that he's ready for whatever gets thrown at him?
We'll see week 1.
Okay. That was a Wolf answer.
I will say that I don't, I'm not putting pressure expectations on anybody. His standard of play is very high, and I think that he'll meet that standard.
Are we going to lead the league in 12 personnel and run-down situation? That's what I want to know right now.
If that's what we need to do to win the game, Wolf. If that's what we need to do to win the
because
game.
we led the league in 13 personnel, as a matter of fact.
You have mentioned that before.
I'm just saying right now, this Tip Ryman kid, how's he doing so far?
Excellent.
He looks good
extremely.
out there?
Yeah, he does. Extremely detailed. I always say certain guys, when the pads do come on, certain guys, their games might get knocked a little bit down.
Yeah.
Other guys, when the pads come on, their game gets knocked up a little bit.
Yeah.
When he puts on pads, I think his game is going to get knocked up a little bit. But right now, for what we're doing, he's been fantastic from a scheme standpoint, how we're moving him around, the pass catching. He's got pretty good twitch for a 270-pound guy. And even without pads, you see the violence show up. So he's doing a good job.
It's been obvious, I think probably to anybody listening, a lot of your players speak similarly. Some of your players have pointed out that a lot of their teammates speak similarly. I'm sure it's by design with you and Monty. How much easier does that make it to coach guys when you know they're all approaching the game the same way? Yeah,
it does. I just told the media in there, like, if you're – if they're not all in to improve their game, now all of a sudden as a coach, you're dealing with a bunch of distractions that isn't related to football and winning. So when you have those guys that eliminate a lot of distractions for you, for themselves and for the team, now you feel like your process of how you're going about things is accelerated. And we have a lot of those guys.
Nice.
JJ, how would you describe your relationship with Kyler Murray right now? got to know him a little bit, obviously, now.
Can I say my
and-
best friend?
Seriously?
Can I say
mean,
my best
no.
friend? No, he's not my best friend yet. Yeah, I think that I trust him. I think he trusts me. I love the guy. I don't think he loves me, but I think he cares about me. And from a competitive standpoint, we are very similar. And hey, this is what I need from you. This is what you need from me. Let's deliver. And he's been awesome. So I won't say he's my best friend. I'll tell him this too. I've told him this. Normally, I expect when I send a text, I got like a 24-hour rule, right?
Yeah.
And if someone texts me, I got a 24-hour rule. I'll get back to you in 24. Within 24 hours, you better get back to me.
Okay.
Right? If it's something that he wants to get back to me about, it's like 10 seconds. If it's something that he doesn't like what I'm saying to him, it might take him 12 hours. So I'm like, well, let's just improve that a little bit. But he's always been in 24 hours. So that's cool too. But to be my best friend, it's like 10 seconds, you know?
It's an actual scale. I like this.
For the record, I've never gotten a text from JJ.
Well, and don't, because
just so you
Wolf's
know
the
that,
worst
right?
about responding. He'll be like 24 days.
You know what? If I would have sent you one this last week, your ass was in Hawaii
Oh,
just
well,
partying, so
yeah.
I wouldn't have got one. You know what I mean? You're soaking up the sun, listen to the waves
still-
crash, and we're in here trying to win games, Wolf. So
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know, Luke. Do you have a good question? Do you-
No,
do
I
you-
just
something you're
Wolf
ready-
also hit the tanning bed too,
I
Coach.
just got to tell you,
Little
right
vitamin
now,
D ain't
honestly,
bad
it's
for you.
so difficult to be back here because I'm still thinking about Waikiki. You know what I mean? But thank you so much,
Coach, thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Appreciate
Thank you,
you.
guys. Appreciate it.
Jonathan Gannon joining us right there.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.